What's up, America? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jason.
And I'm TC. Hi, Marcy. And Susan.
You see,
And Judy.
you see our award-winning art department here with our sign that says subscribe, damn it. Anybody who goes to the channel and looks at the channel can see that we're getting a lot more views than we are subscribers, although the number's going up. You know,
And we're very grateful for the
yes,
views.
we are. We are very grateful for the views. It's free to hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel out.
No, we don't know that.
It tickles the
The
algorithm.
rumor is, because everybody else that does one of these says, hit the subscribe and like button and blah, blah, blah. It helps. Okay, we're taking their word for it.
At any rate, we're not trying to make $1 million. We're trying to get the word out. So if you could hit the subscribe button, we think it will help us out. We'll see together. This week, we're going to, because we took the week off last week because of the holiday, we're going to do a quick recap of where we started and where we are. So episode 1, we kind of just shared the why of it. I got kids, and I would like to hand over at least as good a society as the one I inherited. And, you know, we both talked about we'd rather be doing something else. You know,
Rather be fishing.
We're both busy with things that we, you know, want to do in our lives, but we felt like this is really important. Episode 2, we talked about the power, the collective power, immense collective power of the American people, and that we hire and fire these people and send them to Washington for the express purpose of wielding that power. And we talked about where American power comes from. Like there's a 5-ingredient recipe, the rule of law and our system of checks and balances, our freedom to innovate, our personal willingness to defend our personal sovereignty, our immigration system, and the way we tax our population. Those 5 ingredients make the power of the American people immense and difficult to wield, by the way. Episode 3, we talked about the moonshot, that going from a 2-party system to a multi-party system is a difficult task, but difficult tasks are something that we historically have done.
We've overcome.
In this country. So while it is a moonshot, it's not impossible. Later on, we're going to talk about, 1917?
In 1917, yeah. That
And
was the 17th Amendment.
Yeah, or is it 1930? Anyway, it's the 17th Amendment. We're going to talk about that. It was, you know, an amendment to the Constitution. That takes a collective effort of the American people. In episode 4, we started discussing freedom. We did 3 episodes on freedom. And in the episode 4 was the first one. And we talked about, it's kind of an elusive word. It's this word that
We throw around a lot, but okay, what does it really mean?
yeah, it's more of a feeling than it is, you know, and collectively what we come to is that our real freedom is essentially this group of liberties that we agree on as liberties.
And freedom is being as far as we, all of us, collectively can agree upon.
Exactly. And that we talked about in those episodes how the Constitution offers rights to the people, but authority to the government. It's an interesting note that the more we agree, the freer we are. The more we disagree, the more authority we offer them, because they have to write laws. So, you know, if we can agree more, we can be freer as a people. And then episode 7, of course, in there we also talked about self-governance and habeas corpus and how those things are connected. That if you can't disappear people, that there's no way we can be free. 0 way we can be free if the government has the right to disappear people. And this is something that goes back to pre the Magna Carta. You know, it was a Saxon practice before it was written down. And then in episode 7, we gave a brief history of representation, and that we talked about how the framers definitely saw representation as a mechanism to manage our freedoms and our liberties. And we talked about how the doom loop, we talked about how the 1960s,
started the schism.
Yeah, kind of started the schism of swinging the pendulum back and forth. You know, it talked about my childhood and the crazy rope swing that we had, that we could just get this crazy momentum back and forth, and how dangerous it was for the kid holding on for dear life, which in that analogy would be us. The people are the ones on the tire swing holding on for dear life, and it's the two parties that are swinging it back and forth and making it more and more uncomfortable, and making us feel more and more unsafe and less represented. So, does that about wrap it up for you and where we are?
So the question might be being asked, why are we telling you all this? Why did we start out with episodes 1 through 7? Most of you know I have had a 28-year career with the United States Navy. And in that, we learned a lot about joint operations and joint planning. And one of the most important pieces of a joint plan is preparation of the battle space. And that's what we have been doing. We have been trying to lay the baseline as to what we're going to be getting into in further episodes. So one of the things we want to discuss is how the system got corrupted. Let's face it, being a representative is difficult.
This is a hard job.
Each representative is representing about 750,000 people, of which probably 1/3 of them never voted at all. Half of what's left over probably voted for the other guy. And so he's really just representing 1/3 of the people. And which way does he need to go? Well, there's probably just a vocal minority that are actually contacting them and telling them what they want done. I'm one, he's one. And so if you've got just a very limited sample, and all of us are being directed by whatever media we're listening to.
And keep in mind, there's more than 2 opinions
Yeah.
in the world. We're talking about a population of 330 some odd million people. And we discussed, in preparing the battlefield, regardless of what side of the aisle you caucus with, there are people in this country born with the same rights as you that don't think what you think.
And there's no way 2 parties, and we said this before, there's no way 2 parties can satisfy the needs of 334 million people.
Just not possible.
It can't be done.
So
where are we?
We're in this spot. Let me just say that the current administration is not the problem. It's the result.
It is a problem.
It's a problem. It's not the problem. It's a result. It's a result of, several decades of infiltration of bad ideas that
have undermined our rights and our abilities to direct our government.
Exactly. And this concept that we're talking about isn't new. America becoming a multi-party system. Dr. Drutman wouldn't have written a book about it 7 to 10 years ago, whenever it was, if this was a new concept. It's not new. And this is a potential way for people to feel more represented, feel better about how we got to hiring or firing these employees. We also talked about that historically on the channel, that these people are employees And our voting system is how we hire and fire them. And most importantly, this is a way that we can get to majorities. Some people talk about, the country should be run more like a business. Well, I don't know any business on the planet that only has one partner that they deal with, and that's the only business relationship that they have. We need more and better ways to find majorities so that we can try things. We need to bring down the temperature, both from the politicians and from the voters, and we need to create avenues to find majorities so that we can try things. And that is the hope. Next week, we're going to talk or begin talking about corruption. And
we're not talking necessarily about the individual representatives being corrupted, which most of them have been, but the corruption of the system, which has pulled our rights and our abilities away.
Exactly. It causes the concentration of power. The corruption has caused concentration of power. And the concentration of power is keeping the people that we send up there to represent us voting the way that we want them to. It's causing groupthink. And it's going to destroy our freedom if we don't do something about it. Something that works for everybody. And the other thing too is that when we talk about corruption, we often talk about the corrupted, and we always seem to forego the corruptors. And so I think we're going to try and focus on some of that as well. So next week, corruption. Please join us. Please subscribe. Damn it. Please help us get the word. Please help us get the word out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, love.